Start of a new week here on Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest on Bobby Wagner and the hopes of bringing him back to Seattle where things stand right now. Also, we're going to look at some potential replacement options for Rashaad Penny as he has moved on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's start with the Bobby Wagner front. According to Greg Bell of the Tacoma News-Tribune, he is reporting that there remains interest between Bobby Wagner and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, we wondered what this all meant for Seattle with the Devin Bush signing and some of the other moves that the Seahawks have made this week in free agency, if they still had interest in Bobby Wagner and if the money was still there. But even with all of that said, it would appear that the Seahawks still have interest in him at this point in time. Cole Musgrove, who writes for Seahawks Wire by USA Today, laid this out really well. This is what Cole Musgrove had to say. Wagner may not be the game wrecker he once was, but he has more than enough left in the tank to make an immediate impact on his old stomping grounds. With Jordyn Brooks looking to face a lengthy recovery, Wagner not only makes sense from a fan's love perspective, but from a position of need as well. It is high time to bring Wagner back home. I've been telling you that exact same thing for the last several weeks, and I'm glad to see Kole is reiterating this message that I've been telling you guys. And I'll say this, the signing of Devin Bush does not change the fact that the Seahawks have a need at the linebacker position, and does not change things as far as, well, you don't need to sign Bobby Wagner now because you brought in Devin Bush. No. Just because you brought in Devin Bush should not stop you from signing Bobby Wagner. Maybe the money stops you, but as far as Devin Bush goes, that alone shouldn't stop you. You look at the depth chart, okay? And Jordyn Brooks, we don't know when he's coming back. We know that timetable could be a while from what we've last heard as far as Jordyn Brooks goes. And Devin Bush, his numbers haven't been that great since his rookie season. Even if Jordyn Brooks is 100% healthy by week one, Bobby Wagner still would be a starter for this Seahawks team. Devin Bush would then fall back to be your rotational piece at the inside linebacker spot. You can have a place and a spot for Bobby Wagner no matter what here as far as I'm concerned. Now, it could be in a bidding war for him. There have been links to other teams still interested. It seems like the Seahawks and the Cowboys are the two favorites of possibly landing Bobby Wagner, but in the last couple of days we've heard about the Buffalo Bills potentially, the New England Patriots. Apparently Bill Belichick has had a lot of fondness over Bobby Wagner over the years. Just a lot of respect for Bobby Wagner there. The Philadelphia Eagles, who just took Rashaad Penny away, they lost some key players on their defense over the last few days. They're trying to fill some holes. That seems to be another option as well. We know Bobby wants to play for a contending team of sorts. Seattle has their interest, but we'll see where he ultimately ends up. There are going to be other suitors as well. Seattle and Dallas seem like the early favorites, but I wouldn't rule out any of the other three at this point. So still a ways to go as far as I'm concerned. If you want to sign Bobby, here's what I need you to do. Real simple. Quick poll here. Like the video. Like the video if you want to sign Bobby Wagner. If not, if you don't want to sign Bobby Wagner, comment and tell me why you don't want to sign Bobby Wagner. The only logical reason I could come up with not wanting to sign Bobby Wagner personally is if you're saying, look, we got Devin Bush for now, let's go draft and develop younger linebackers. To me, that's the only logical reason. Otherwise, you have a guy that is as good still as most players at his position in this league, that loves Seattle, that's been a part of this organization, that's a future first ballot Hall of Famer. That makes sense. Let me know why you might not want to sign Bobby Wagner, or if you do, hit the like button and let me know in the comment section below. Today's episode of Seahawks Today is sponsored by Fume. We all have bad habits, and we certainly know how hard they can be to kick those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much out of Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is really powerful and really hits the back of the throat. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors for you to enjoy: maple pepper, crisp mint, and white cranberry. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one. Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack. That's tryfum.com/chatsports. Use code chatsports to save an additional 10% off on your order today. Tell them that Tyler Jones and Chat Sports sent you. You'll be glad you did. That's tryfume.com/chatsports. So Rashaad Penny is on his way to Philly. No hard feelings there. The Seahawks did have interest in bringing back Rashaad Penny, but Rashaad wants a fresh start, he said, that he was looking to kind of shy away from the image that was painted of him in Seattle of being so injury-prone that he kind of wants to start over. Honestly, I can't blame him. No hard feelings. We're rooting for him. But with that said, with Rashaad Penny gone, with Travis Homer gone, the Seahawks need a new running back number 2. DJ Dallas, I think, is fine to be your 3, but you need a true RB2. And let's look at some veterans and some draft potential options for the Seahawks for this position. Let's start out with the vets. Austin Ekeler is on the trade block from the Los Angeles Chargers. They're shopping him around, although he would be pretty pricey. The number one thing I like about Ekeler is how good of a receiver he is. If the Seahawks were to bring Austin Ekeler in, you're not just bringing him in to be a running back, a ball carrier, but you'd be getting another receiver out of it as well. Another possibility is Ezekiel Elliott. Personally, I think Zeke is cooked at this point. And he probably should stay away from playing the center position as well. But with that said, Zeke, the one good thing about him is that he is still very strong. I mean, he had a lot of touchdowns last year of short yardage and goal line situations. He can still be that back, but Zeke just doesn't have the speed that he used to have at one point in time. So that would be concerning there. Leonard Fournette also enters free agency, got that Super Bowl ring with Tom Brady and the Bucs, but really just hasn't been the same running back ever since. The thing that he did develop working with Tom Brady was out of the receiving game. Remember, before Tom Brady showed up, he struggled when it came to being a pass catcher. He's kind of developed that, but I wonder when it comes to his speed, how much he necessarily has left as well. Kareem Hunt started off his career strong in Kansas City. They cut him after legal issues. We know about that horrible video that he was involved with, obviously. Goes to Cleveland, was the backup there behind Chubb, and was a pretty decent backup. I think the thing with Kareem Hunt, compared to some of these veteran running backs, because he was an RB2 the last few years, his legs are a little bit more fresher than maybe some of these other guys. So he could be a potential good fit for Seattle as that RB2. But the character issues, it's not just that videotape a few years ago. He's had a number of run-ins that have come up the last couple of years. I don't necessarily vibe with that. I don't think that he's a right culture fit, if that makes sense, for the Seattle Seahawks. No question about the talent there, but his problems, the baggage that comes with, I'm skeptical. Then there's Jerick McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon, I think, is interesting. Jerick McKinnon, still a very good receiver in the backfield. Yes, he's a few years older now, but he shouldn't cost you that much, and he can catch a lot of passes. To me, that would be very intriguing to go with Jerick McKinnon, potential good value there. So who's a running back the Seahawks should add? Who comes to mind? Who would you like to see in a Seahawks uniform playing the running back position? Let us know in the comments section below. If the Seahawks make another signing, we'll be all over it here on the channel. Friday, I had the day off, and you know what I did? I did not one but 2 videos from my own living room on my off day, because when news breaks, it doesn't matter where we're at. We got to bring it to you. We got to tell you the latest happenings on your favorite team. So after I leave work tonight, when I'm at home watching some college basketball. I'm still disappointed about my Jayhawks, by the way. It's March Sadness now, as far as I'm concerned. If I'm watching college basketball and some move happens, I'll turn off college basketball and I'll tell you what's going on with your Seattle Seahawks. Subscribe now, turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. You'll be the first to know what's going on with your Seattle Seahawks here on the channel. Let's go over some rookies now. Bijan Robinson, the best running back in this upcoming draft, the best running back prospect since Saquon Barkley. I wouldn't use a top 15 pick on a running back out of principle, but if Bijan's around at 20, it would certainly be tempting, right? The Seahawks have other needs to address, but that type of talent, it'd be hard to say no, I can tell you that much. Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back out of Alabama, he's a do-everything type guy. I like Gibbs, what he could potentially bring to the table. He's another one. Texas A&M, Devin Atchney, producer Tex is not a big fan of his as a Tex fan, as you can imagine. But Devin's getting a lot of love. He's well respected about his potential. We've seen his stock start to rise here within the last few weeks. West Coast Pac-12 fans, you all are very familiar with Zach Charbonnet. And Zach, we've seen his stock start to climb up as well. He could be a potential good fit for Seattle. And then there's Tank Bigsby from the University of Auburn, who it's within the name, right? He is a tank. This guy is a physical runner. And any of these guys, I think, would be good fits for Seattle as far as being that second running back goes. Now, I'll say this as we're wrapping up here. The best call, I think, for Seattle is not to be spending on free agents or making trades when it comes to the running back position. I don't like running backs on their second contract most of the time. I like the idea of guys that are fresh legs, that have all their speed, that have everything they can give to the table. And personally, you're best suited for that going with guys you can draft and younger backs. You have 10 picks in this draft. Don't try telling me, well, you got to use all your picks on defensive players. I understand that. But you can give one, even if it has to be day 3, to get a running back as far as I'm concerned. So I'm all in favor of drafting a running back, but there's some things I'm open to. Like the Jerick McKinnon thing is interesting to me because he shouldn't cost that much in what he brings to the table. That, to me, fascinates me. But I still prefer the draft route as far as I'm concerned. Before we wrap up, what should Seattle do to replace Rashaad Penny? If you want to see them get a rookie, type R for rookie. If you want to see them go the veteran route, that's fine too. Type V for veteran. Let me know. You can also hit me up on social media. I'm still sad about my Jayhawks, but nonetheless, talking about your Seattle Seahawks and the rest of the National Football League on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live. You can find me there, and I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.